Nail plate was already prepped and base coat was already applied. We'll be using our nail forms to apply extension. You start by sizing off each nail extension to get the accurate sizing. Make sure it's covering edge to edge. This time around, we will not be placing from the cuticle, but we'll be placing the tips halfway on the apex without covering the full nails, because we'll be doing an overlay on it. So we'll be placing the nail forms half of the nail and also using very light Biab. Applying Biab on the nail forms, we'll be scooping out very small layer because you don't want to apply very thick layer. You would only be wasting it since it's an overlay. You apply very thin layer. Let it be as light as possible, but make sure it's covering edge to edge. And then you place that on the nail. You flash cure all 5 fingers before you put it in the UV lamp. Make sure you are applying very thin layer. Do not waste your Biab. It's when you are doing only forms that you leave them thicker. Make sure your application is as light as possible and make sure it's covering edge to edge. We are doing very short square nails, so we are not extending it longer than this. As light as possible. After we've applied on our forms, we'll be placing it on the apex just halfway. Make sure your clients are not shaking so it doesn't wobble. And then we are flash curing each fingernail for 10 to 15 seconds to quickly place all nail tips. Remember not to place them fully. You're only placing them half on the nail tips. It's like placing artificial nail tips. This is why I said there is no need for you to fix the nail. You do not have to fix nail tips. You can just use foam in extending the nails. If they want the nails longer and their natural free edge, nail plate free edge is not longer. You will be placing this on all 5 fingers. Make sure they are not moving. You realize my model just moved and then it's puffy at the edge, which means we have to file out before we do an overlay. But she was stable for the bigger finger, for the thumb, so you see products did not move. Make sure you have a very light application. Do not use builder in a bottle for these. The extensions will not come out of the nail. Only use builder in a cup. We cured for 60 seconds in the big lamp and we went ahead to pop off the nail forms. Because the edges, some of the fingers were puffy. Like you can see, the index finger was looking puffy. So I went ahead to file it out with my bead. I usually prefer the red color of a carbide bead to file out excess lump, making sure there is no division and it has like a transition, and even an invisible transition. Always use your dust collector so you don't get the environment messy. And also cover paper towels on the table to help you collect excess dust. Dust off all the nails. Remove all dust. You don't want any dust on it at all. Wipe with acetone if possible. Then apply a slip layer of your primer again, and then you move on to doing an overlay, the way you do regular nail overlay. You scoop out the product, place it on the apex to build structure, rotate it to situate it, push down for 2 to 3 seconds, and then you spread to the nail tips. Make sure you apply a slip layer first. We'll be using art brush to move products to the edges where the product did not circulate properly, and then turn it upside down to make it settle on the apex before we cure. The reason why you should use very light application on your forms, you don't want the under irregular or puffy. Always apply a slip layer with a little bit of your Biab extension before you go in with the bead. Situate it on the apex, and then you move horizontally to the nail tip, to the tip of the nail alignment. This is why you don't need to fix the nail tip, because your extension will serve as the tip. This is forms and overlay method. It's better for a very good retention. She's curing each fingernail before we continued with the remaining nails. While you are curing the left hand, start working on the right hand. While curing the right, start working on the left, so you save time. Application should take you approximately nothing less than 15 to 20 seconds. We will be doing that for the remaining hands. We didn't get to show that on camera because of timing, so only one hand was recorded. If your application was perfect, this is what the final result will look like: a build apex.